Hello, welcome back to my channel. So I want to talk about the Love After Lockup Where Are They Now episode that was on tonight. But while I'm talking about where are they now, I gotta talk about where Dalton is, because yesterday I reported that he had went to jail after he put his hands on Haley. He bonded out that same day, posted a $3,500 bond. So I talked about yesterday how he was out of jail now, and now he is back in jail. So according to jail records, Dalton was booked on Tuesday, and he's currently being held for a probation violation, which I'm assuming is him catching those charges that for the dispute he had with Haley. So now let's talk about Jessica and Dustin, and then we're going to talk about the updates we got from Lizzie in tonight's episode of Where Are They Now. So first, Jessica said that her life has been super crazy since she lost her job over Dustin. So she thought that Dustin was going to get released. Everything was going to be a fairy tale. You know, she was living in fantasy land. And then once he got out, at first things were fine. He was getting along really good with Jessica's daughter. And he even gave a few of Jessica's daughter's friends tattoos because he was an inspiring tattoo artist. And she showed off a lot of his artwork that he sent her. And he's actually a really good artist. But due to him not being able to stay off drugs once he got out, his aspirations were low, and he had a hard time applying himself when it came to practicing to be a tattoo artist. So Jessica said that when Dustin was released, at first it was okay for the first few weeks, but then he started not coming home. He wouldn't answer his phone calls, so Jessica knew that something was up. And she said one day on February 8th, that's when everything changed for the worse. She said one day she was at work and she just had this really bad feeling in her stomach that something was right and it would not go away. So she decided to jump in her car, go home early, and she pulled up in the driveway. She instantly notices a car in her driveway. So she walks inside and she finds Dustin in bed with another girl in her bed, naked. So she starts freaking out, and Dustin said, well, I had no idea you were coming home. It's like, dude, like, are you serious? So Dustin ended up running off with Jessica's truck with this girl, and they ended up wrecking the truck, ditching the truck, but later on they were caught by police, and Jessica said it is an ongoing investigation right now. And Jessica admitted that she spent over $50,000 in total over the duration of her relationship with Dustin, from sending him money, from the money she spent to move. Being with Dustin has been a huge financial hardship for her, and she said that after she found Dustin in bed with another girl, she literally left Tennessee hours after that and moved back to Florida. She called her daughter, said she was coming back, and her daughter is staying with her right now, and it appears that Jessica is living in the same apartment she lived at before she moved to Tennessee, and she's also working at the same place she worked at before she left to Tennessee. She's back to working in this rehab center. She said she loves it, and she said she would probably never go back into corrections because a quick Google search will expose her. Nobody will probably hire her, and she said she loves what she does, and she's happy and glad to be back to her old life. She also gave an update on her Dustin tattoos. She got the one on her arm covered up, and she's in the process of getting that huge tattoo of his last name on her stomach covered up. And she said that tattoo cost her thousands of dollars, but luckily she's really good friends with this tattoo artist, and he feels sorry for her, so he's gonna give her a deal for just, I guess, a few $100 she's only gonna have to pay. And she said so far he's done 7 hours of work covering up that tattoo on her stomach, and she still has 25 hours left to go. And Dustin's still rocking the Jessica tattoo on his forehead that he got not long before he went to jail. So he has been arrested 3 times on top of the arrest when he stole Jessica's truck. So this dude obviously has not learned his lesson yet, and Jessica is currently single. She's not dating anyone, but she doesn't see herself being single forever. And so now let's talk about Lizzie and the updates she shared. So Lizzie has recently adopted a dog. She's been out of prison for a total of 5 years now, and she says she has not seen Scott since the show. And when Scott unfortunately passed away, Lizzie found out from someone on social media who messaged her, and they're like, oh my gosh, did you hear what happened to Scott? And she said she had no idea he passed. She just hopes that he's at peace and that his son's okay. And that's all she had to say about it. I'm sorry. I feel like she could have paid more respects to Scott after everything he's done for her and after everything they've been through. You think that would like bother her or hurt her just a little bit, but it just seemed like she didn't care. It just seemed like she was just doing the, basic, rest in peace, because he passed away and that's it. But I couldn't believe that she just seemed so disconnected from his death. So Lizzie was also asked about her relationship with her daughter, and she said her relationship with her is very strained right now because she got really bad into alcohol, and she said her alcohol use ruined her relationship with her daughter, and they have a really strained relationship due to it because her daughter was sick of it because every time she was around Lizzie, Lizzie was drunk, she couldn't stop, she couldn't control herself, so her daughter distanced herself from Lizzie. Lizzie made it sound like she has not really talked to her daughter much at all. And she just said, oh, when my daughter's ready, I'll be here to let her give me another chance. And it's just like sad because her daughter just had a miscarriage not that long ago, and it was super sad because the daughter had did this big gender reveal, found out she was gonna have a girl, and I remember Lizzie was there and helped with the party, and the daughter was getting close to giving birth. She set up the nursery, she had all the stuff bought for the baby, and then she miscarried the baby, and it was so sad. So it's just heartbreaking to hear that the relationship is strained at a time where her daughter probably needs her support the most while she's still probably grieving. So Lizzie claims that right now she works and she helps transport autistic children, and she's actually a Sunday school teacher at her church, and she said that she has completely changed her mindset on what she wants in life. She says she's no longer looking for no sugar daddy to just pay the bills and take care of her. She said she's actually trying to look for a strong, good Christian man, and she says that she wants to go find a man in church, marry him, and then just go live on the lake with all her animals, and then she'll be forever happy. So Lizzie said that she would never date an inmate. Well, it was her season. She's like, I would never date an inmate. I'd never send money to an inmate. And then Lizzie admitted that yes, she ended up talking to an inmate, and she was starting to fall for one a few years ago, and then he asked her for money, and she sent him money, but then she's like, oh my gosh, that's a red flag. He's probably using me. So she ghosted him, and then he ended up sending her money back, and she said she felt bad and it was a lesson learned. Lizzie also said she has changed the way she dresses. She doesn't have all this cleavage, and she's not so provocative dressing. Now she tries to be more conservative, and she says that she has actually been celibate for about 2 years now, and she said that she refuses to have sex again until she's married to her Christian man. And so she, that's pretty much all the updates that we had on Lizzie. She really wasn't giving us much. It's just typical Lizzie, like everything's fine. But, it's just hard to believe with Lizzie because in the past, she went on and did interviews and updates with Love After Lockup and said, I'm fine, I'm sober. And then next thing you know, she's getting arrested at a bar a week later with some drunk brawl trying to fight people. But she does look better compared to how she was on her season. Because, like, in this picture here, she looked blasted her whole season. You can just see a big major difference in her eyes compared to then, compared to now. I just hope that she's able to work on and repair her relationship with her daughter, because I think that's important. And for Jessica and Dustin, I am so glad that she moved on from him and didn't try hanging around thinking, oh, let me give him another chance. Maybe he might get it right this time. I'm glad that she finally gave in and saw the light and realized, some people, it don't matter how much convincing you try to do, how much you try to warn them and point out the red flags. Some people just have to learn from themselves. Like they say in life, the biggest teacher in life is experience, and some people just gotta experience it and learn the hard way. And hopefully Jessica learned her lesson and won't go for no more Dustins or inmates again. But that's it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Check out my lashes and my lash products at AccordingtoAmber.com. I currently have a Labor lash sale going on now until Labor Day, and you can go to my website, click on the Labor lash sale, and see the selected lashes that are part of the deal. All the lashes in this video are 25% off. Just type in the code Labor Lash Sale and get 25% off until Labor Day. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.